Hello, I am Dr. Lisa Wiedemann, and I am here making a really great three very simple ways of making salmon. And I love salmon. It's very nutritious, and I'm going to show you quick before I do the recipes here. This is from Judy Cho's Carnivore Cure Book, but you can see how many nutrients are in a piece of salmon. And you can also see here that it is one of the low mercury fish. So I like it for all of those reasons. It's so nutrient dense and so simple to make. So I'm going to get right into it. And the first thing is here. So I'm going to do an air fry, a bake, and a pan seared. So with this air fry version, I'm going to show you two really simple ways. You can do so many variations based on different spices that you might like, but basically I'm going to take 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, and I am going to mix in about 1/4 of a teaspoon of dill. I happen to like dill. If you're not a fan of dill and salmon, then go ahead and substitute it. You can do Old Bay, and you can do like just Redmonds Seasoned Salt. But here we go. This is the Dijon dill version. You would then just brush it on right at this point. I happen to really like wasabi, so I have a wasabi powder, which you can get this at any Asian store, and I'm probably at regular supermarkets. Now, depending on the heat factor of what you like, I'm gonna put like a heaping 1/8 teaspoon of wasabi powder, because I like to have a little of that wasabi heat. And just mixing that right into the Dijon and the dill. And I'm going to make this piece right here is going to be my air fry one. And see how simple it is. Just going to cover that. And then, since the air fryer is pretty intense on the heat, I am going to just give it a spray. This is, you can use Wagyu tallow or duck fat, and just give it a little spray on the outside, and that really helps keep it moist as it cooks. I don't know if any of you, I know a lot of people use parchment paper. They make these circles, parchment circles, and the purpose is to put them in between burger patties that you make. But what I like to do is just take 2 of the circles and just put them in there like that. The piece of salmon is going right on top of those circles. And let's see if I can just show you. It just sits right on there. And in we go. So for what I do, I like mine medium to medium rare, but 400 degrees at 6 minutes is what I like. You might like yours a little bit longer, and it also depends on the thickness. I have 2 of these are Atlantic salmon, and the one that I'm going to pan sear, I have a king salmon, wild caught. You really want to get wild caught because the omega-6 content in the farm raised, no good. I know it's a little pricier, but it's well worth it. So that's going to cook for 6 minutes and come out and you're done. It's delicious. Plate it. And obviously, if you're going to make 2 or 3 pieces, you're going to double or triple the amount of the Dijon and the dill and the wasabi you're using. So the next one that I am going to make while that is in the air fryer is I'm going to do a baked one. And let me see if I can pull this up here. So here I wrote 400 degrees, 6 minutes, but again, it's going to vary on the thickness. And here I'm doing a buttercream sauce, and I'm going to bake it at 425. And the time, again, is really going to vary with the thickness. So all we do for this is, let me get the burner on here, is heat up 4 tablespoons of butter. I know this angle isn't really good. I'm going to have to figure out a dual camera so I can split screen and go high tech on this, but this is really pretty simple. So 4 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to get that heating up. Then I'm going to add the juice of half of a lemon. Just going to be careful not to get the seeds in there. Okay, and here's the thing. I'm leaving tomorrow on a trip, so I don't have heavy whipping cream in my refrigerator because I usually kind of dwindle it down and finish it up, and I haven't really been having much dairy lately anyway, but I do like to have it for recipes. So what I do, and see if you can see this a little bit. I guess you can see a little bit. So I have heavy cream powder, and it just go to the let's see, what's it say on the ingredients? Yeah, whoop. I'm gonna make sure this does not burn. So all I have in here is the butter and the lemon, and now instead of putting about maybe an 1/8 or 1/4 cup of heavy cream, I am going to just put in about a tablespoon. You can see it just is just cream. And you can I keep it in the refrigerator. I don't think you have to, but it keeps. I've had this for a long time, and it just comes in handy. Also, you know what it's great for is when if you want to make your own homemade version of ranch dressing. I have it on another one of my YouTube videos, but the heavy cream powder works great as base with all these spices to make that ranch dressing powder. Okay, so now to this, you can get creative. You can do smoked paprika, you can do Old Bay, you can do, one of my favorite seasonings is the Redmonds Seasoned Salt, but just pick whatever it is that you prefer. I don't think that you could go wrong with any of those. I think I'm gonna do the seasoned salt. And I'm not gonna cook this that long, and then I'm just gonna pour it over a piece of salmon that I have in a baking dish, and we preheat the oven to 425. But right to this, I just have a couple really thin sliced lemon in there too. I'm gonna pour this over. And I will show you. It's basically just a butter sauce with lemon, and it's delicious. And just think how simple and quick all this is. I mean, this isn't rocket science. You could really with the salmon. Just a little salt, little pepper, little smoked paprika in the air fryer, 6 to 8 minutes, it's done. But I like to do sometimes little fun, different variations. So the next thing that I'm going to show you is, put this back on because I think you can kind of see. Thank you all for joining. Do you ever crisp the skins like chips? Yes, that's really, really tasty to do. Some people don't like that at all, but I happen to like that. All right, I'm gonna pan sear the king salmon. And okay, so the air fryer. And I'll show you, actually, you can kind of see it right in there, right? It's beautiful. And it's not all like dried out. It has that nice Dijon wasabi dill crust on it. So good. I'm going to plate each of these up. So that, and I had to do it in succession because if I have my air fryer on and that nice little toaster oven on at the same time, I blow a fuse. But this worked out great. Okay, so let's get, here is the beautiful piece of king salmon. I've got the butter nice and hot, and I'm going to first sear this and cook this. This sauce for this one is unbelievable. It's really simple to make. It does, you know, go off on a little tangent from pure carnivore, but I don't play those games. I do what works well for me, and you have to do what works well for you. I really enjoy capers. If you saw my last week's beef tartare demonstration, the capers are just so critical to some flavors of some dishes. And then the same thing I used last time, these freeze-dried red onion flakes by this company, Lighthouse. I'm going to put a link to it. I love these. I don't want to chop up shallots. I don't want to buy one and then have them go bad. And this works so beautifully. And the flavor of these, trust me, amazing. And it goes so good if you want to just add it in with a little bit of eggs. This thing is sputtering at me now. Okay. I'll let that cook another minute and then I'll flip that. I think my little battery went out here. So the one that I'm baking, again, just really pay attention to, and you'll learn the more you cook it, how well or not you like your salmon. But I really like to have mine have a little bit of fleshy pink on the inside. So, all right. I'm going to let that sear for a little bit more. Let me just see who's in here joining. Can't go wrong with great ingredients. I've never seen dried heavy cream. Yeah, and so the other thing that a lot of people use it for is sort of an emergency backup for their coffee. Or if you're traveling and you want to pre-make, you can use instant coffee granules and you can put that in. People use it for that. I'm not a big fan of going to great lengths to have coffee, but let me just take a peek at. Oh yeah, this is beautiful. So, but again, you can use it in recipes instead of having a container of heavy cream in there that might go bad if you're trying to not have that much heavy cream. Where did you get the heavy cream? I put a link in the Oh, I didn't put it in yet, but as soon as I get off of here, I'm going to put the link because, you know, it always helps me out if you guys use my links. I don't care what you do though. I want y'all to be happy and yeah, it's shelf stable. You get wild caught Alaska salmon. That's what we have here in the Pacific Northwest. So good with butter and lemon, salt and pepper and dill. Yep. Absolutely. Yes. So Maria Rose, the parchment circles I love because you know what I'm talking about. You're pulling out the big sheet, you're tearing it off. You got this big thing and you're trying to just put it in a pan. These circles, they come 4-inch, 6-inch, 8-inch, because they come, I guess, like, I don't know, 8 and 10-inch. They're meant to fit right into it, like a springform pan. And the small ones, like I said, are meant to separate the burger patties before you put them in the freezer. I just got the idea of, just like I said, laying 2 of them in there. Just you don't have all that excess stuff, and I just love it. So, all right. So this is searing up very, very nicely. And then what I'm going to do is switch this over to, where put my fork. I'm going to switch this over to plate it while I make this amazing sauce that's going to go in here. What did I call it? Let me pull that up. Oh, wait, I didn't do anything yet. There we go. Okay, so the magic brown butter, lemon sauce. I love this sauce, and I'm going to show you now how I make it. And there is 4 minutes left on the baked. You know what? I'm going to plate this and keep it over here to stay warm. Okay, now, right here in the pan, so you can see the beautiful browned butter that's in there. And there's nice little wispy, crispy pieces also of the salmon. So this is going to get deglazed. How? I have the juice of a lemon here. Let me get that off of here. I have the juice of 1 whole lemon. And I'm actually also going to add a little bit more butter to this. And going to cook it on low. You don't want to cook this. I've got it a little too high right now. It's all bubbling up. I want it to kind of just simmer slow, but oh, that's beautiful. So now the lemon juice has deglazed the pan. And let me see if I turn this down. Wait. I know, guys, I am going to make it so that I have a second camera and I can split screen with a close-up. That would be really leveling up for me. All right, so I've added the lemon juice. We've deglazed. I added some more butter. Now I'm just going to add some capers. And, you know, this is really just kind of to taste, but I add a good couple tablespoons of the capers. Okay, and then let's see if I have. And then I'm going to add my red onion freeze-dried. And that's going to be a tablespoon of that. And we're going to just cook it on low. But you can see, show you. And this is just going to go right over that delicious piece of salmon. Just going to do it a little bit longer, just until it just gets to the point where it starts to bubble. And wow, over here, I'm going to get a little pot holder. I'm going to take this out because wait till you see that. So see, it's all, I hate to have overcooked salmon. You do not want to overcook salmon. That was literally in there for probably only 5 minutes. And I can just tell. So what I usually do, oh, this is looking beautiful. And with this, you can also add a little bit of dill, or you can add the just a little salt and pepper. Okay, get this all shut down. I know I make a mess when I try to do 3 things at once, but I just figured it's a good video to do. All right, now this is really, really good. You can see. Let me turn this down, and we're just going to pour this over that beautiful piece of salmon. And I'm just cooking for one, so yeah, so that's really a nice amount of sauce though, but look how beautiful that is. And I will take the fork and just show you. It's just so perfect. Oh my gosh. Hope you don't mind. I'm going to take a bite. Oh my God. The dill, the lemon with the capers, spot on, just amazing. And the browned butter. Brown butter gives a little bit of like a nutty flavor to the butter, which is so good. So there we have it. I've got the air fry simple Dijon wasabi, the lemon butter baked salmon, and then of course this is my favorite if you want to make the bother with those 2 extra little steps of sauteing the butter out, but so delicious. I hope you try it. If you do, let me know in the comments. Let me know. I love when you write to me and tell me what little variations you did. Somebody actually tipped me off for the beef tartare recipe that I did last week to put some fresh horseradish in there. So I'm definitely going to try that. But if you, wait, hang on a second. I forgot. So there was this one, and then ready for this? Coming soon. Salmon tartare. You guys know I love the tartare, so I'm going to be doing that in a coming video too. But I hope you enjoy. Thanks for joining. I will see you next time.